We're like silver 3. We may even D-rank though. It's fine because we're trying to do like the basics. Talk through just some healing, talk through some orb bounces. And also figure out how much we feel like we need to put into... how much value we need to be getting in order to rank up out of silver. Which honestly, like, some people in the chat were saying earlier, like, oh no, see, look, you're not very effective when you're... I reckon if we continue just playing like this, we rank out of silver. I don't reckon we need to do any more than this to rank out of silver. I actually don't think we need to do more than this to rank out of gold. Even if we're getting all of the wins, all of those losses, and we will get several losses playing like this, I still think it's enough that we will rank up. We're not speed running this. We're trying to find the minimum amount of value needed.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I possibly can. Right, we've lost the player, so we don't want to push too aggressive. Or bounce on this flat wall here. We'll bounce around the corner. Sigma's eating it, and we've got to be careful of that Widow that's through there. Gonna ping in that direction. Alright, we're gonna heal orb for ourselves. Oh, we're gonna fade back through to our team. Right, they are pretty aggressive here with their hold. Let's see if we can get through and support something. We can right click the Sigma while Sigma's using his E ability. Gotta fade that because he'll minus. See if we can zone out, because that Junkrat's playing really aggressive. There's a Widow somewhere over there. Over there. My orb's actually nearly killing that Widow. Bastion's a lot of damage, right? Oh, fade this. I don't want, when I got booped up in the air, I don't want to risk getting shot by that Widowmaker, and I'm an easy shot when I'm just flying through the air like that. Okay, we need resources, so let's try and support the Doomfist. Anything we can right click. Fade back as we're taking damage. Oi, nice Widow.
Religion is a painful path to walk.
Try and Widow. When that Widow shot came in on the Mercy, she was dead. Damage orb because we want to try and hit that Widow. Nice, the Bastion actually got a right click. Let's coalescence this. Okay, I wanted to finish off that Sigma because with this King's Row, that Sigma has so long to run. We're also going to push forward here and hope the tire goes for me. Because if it does, it's good that our Widow shot it. But if I'm here trying to wait for the tire and dodge it, the tire could kill many of us, right? But actually, I'm willing to take the sacrifice for my team. If I go out there, that we limit the tire to just one kill. So the Junkrat smartly opted not to go for me. However, his tire did get killed. So now we can sort of hang around the cart. Again, throw more damage orbs for resources and right click when we can. Got to watch what's happening up top. Still damage orbs just thrown out there. We don't need to push too aggressive because there's a coalescence. We might not save everybody, but we'll see what happens. Heal orb forward. Lots of our team are in this straight path. And we can provide a lot of healing. Get hit by that, so we're going to fade backwards. Let our passive heal a bit. Maybe our Mercy heals a bit. Widow up there. Junkrat trap there as well. We can't heal through the shield, so we need our Doomfist to step backwards. Right click in the meantime. Fade that. The timing of that is something you should practice. You learn it with experience, but... So we're just hanging out on the cart, doing well now. Listening for sounds here. Maybe the Junk didn't see me. But I mean, we had our coalescence, we were making a lot of noise. We were a very tasty target for them to kill us. Widow's up the top there. We ping her and then avoid line of sight. We can call this if they push us. Let's do it, because it might discourage them from pushing forward. Tire's coming in, so we want to step back, step back, step back. Again, we want to limit it to 1. Nice kill from the Doomfist to get them down. We need to be pushing this cart, though. Fade back. Okay. It's a trade. Mercy might go for the res, but it'd be really risky. Okay, nice positioning from the Mercy. Gonna fade to the other side, because then it's like a different angle. So not all of our players are in the same angle, right? We've got some over there and some here. Nearly capped the objective. We want damage orbs on the players that are sitting at the front, trying to contest the objective, because they're the ones we want to soften up. Got to keep moving a bit for the Widow. We take the objective. Junkrat, come to me. Right, damage orb somewhere around there. It might tell us some information, but if not, it might get a few hits. Soldier, we're not pushing that far ahead. We're focused on the objective. These guys sprint as well. We can provide him with a heal orb, maybe. It might bounce around there. Okay, that's fine. Right, we're going to need some resources. Fading back out of that because I don't have that much I can do. Take a step back, assess the situation, listen to the sounds, wait for our cooldowns a little bit. Heal orb forward for myself. Gonna fade the dynamite, but follow the heal orb. Watch this Mercy. Right, we can heal Mercy. Nice, she's not dead. Kiriko was low. In Diamond, probably the same way. A little bit more aggressive positioning, a few more right clicks, and then some flank coalescences, but still nothing too crazy. To get out of Diamond, we still need to just primarily focus on being a good healer. Now there was an Ashe in there, and I want to fire a damage orb. Just in case, okay, she's not there now, but that orb will bounce around the corner and keep on in that room. And when she's playing from a position like that, she either doesn't have a healer at all, in which case the orb's great for just getting her out of that position, or if she has a Mercy with her, just checking they still have the Mercy. If she has a Mercy, the Mercy switches off of damage amping and onto healing, right? Which is good, because it means suddenly the Mercy's effectively useless. She's not amping that Ashe. And it's only, like, heals traded for an orb. Like, we were never trying to kill the Ashe. Right. Okay, they've got a Mercy healing. We can't have both of us healing that Bastion, right? This is what we need for our Doom to go. So fade this. Bastion's probably dead. We would Cole, but I'm a bit worried because we don't really have the players. So let's wait for the next fight. Damage orb for resources. So we'll probably try a bit more of an aggressive coalescence this time. Like, there's a doorway over round the corner over there, and if we sort of fade forward to there, it's bad that we lose a player there though. So if I go to here and then Cole, I can go up here for like cover. Okay, so we can see how their tank isn't in the fight anymore because he was dealing with me. Right, Bob's there, so we've got to be careful. Managed to just walk away throughout their team. There's an Ashe up there. Sim's in trouble. Bounce the orb off of the back, right? And we're still following it. Gonna fade back just to cleanse the flames. So we bounce the orbs off of this flat wall here. Now right now we're just gonna fire it there. So it bounces around. It'll tell us if anyone's coming from that way. We didn't hear any hits, so we watched the other side. Using the orb for scouting information, right? No, well, Grim, at the start of the stream I actually said I want to implement a few flank coalescences into the gameplay because I think they're quite key. But we don't need to play a flanky style, right? So I said when we get to Diamond, we'll be playing a good healer from more aggressive positions and more flank coalescences. And I don't mean like necessarily big DPS coalescences, but what I want to do is if I fade into the backline or an off angle, I want enemy players to turn around and almost like start shooting me.
Humanity is shattered.
Because Coalescence is already a bit of a rally cry for your team, right? When you hear your Moira use Coalescence, you generally move forward. You push forward, right? So imagine that, let's say we're pushing through here, and the whole enemy team's looking at us. Imagine if I used Coalescence here, our whole team moves forward, but their whole team is here shooting at us. Now look at the alternative, where if we're pushing through here, I went for this play first, damage orb, Coalescence. My team still moves forwards because they've heard the Coalescence. I can still heal my team with the Coalescence while they're pushing through here. But some players have now turned around to deal with me. There's less spam coming in on my team. And I can damage the enemy team and heal my team, right? So it turns heads around. I was going to fire a damage orb there. But, yeah, we're watching that Widow. It's actually a really difficult position for us, but I don't want to stick us in the same place. They also should recognize that, but it's fine. Right, we lost our tank. So we're actually just going to play from around here, because we're just not going to win if they're just pushing us. Okay, we'll see if we can just push through. No problem. If we lose our tank that early and they've still got all of their players alive, I like going for a mini sort of flank push. Because we're not, if the enemy, all 5 of the enemies just pushing forward onto us, we're not winning without a tank, right? So if we can attack a healer and maybe the healer attacks us, their tank might overextend. That's it. Nothing, I don't really care what I accomplish with the flank other than making people turn around. Just in case they're there. I know we've got players that are kind of low. Hey! See, we get that kill. I've got no healing left. You can stand there and wait for heals all you want. She was probably typing in the chat, Moira, heal me. Moira, this is one of the reasons why we've just got it muted. Because we'll heal when we can heal, right? Now, they had used Widow ult. We're playing in like silver right now. We're just trying to keep things very simplistic. Okay, we've got to watch these bombs and that Widow. Fade out of this because they're everywhere. Good spread from the Bastion. Going to Coalescence early for health regen, and now we're going to push through. See if we can put pressure on the players up top. Now heal the tank. Line up enemy players. Damage orbs for retreating players. Heal the team. Right click for any resources because the fight's already won. Now watch for the C9. So in the initial part of the Coalescence, even though we had the tank free, we know that there's a threat here, right? We pressure them, they haven't got a healer. Where are they going to go? Well, they jump down here and they're, you know, where we're going to shoot anyway. Or they go in here and they're no longer effective. So we try and zone out that isolated player first. And then it's like, okay, we see that our tank's low. Heal the tank. So again, we want to try and just use a damage orb or something. Just to see if we can zone them. They seem to have rotated now. Fade jumps just spent a lot of time practicing them, right? So we're not doing them in like these games. In, you know, I can mess around and do them now, but pretty much open up a custom game, set your fade cooldown to 0. I've got a tutorial for fade jumping on my YouTube channel, arcs_UK, which, to be honest, if a lot of people will probably be watching it from there. Bounce an orb there. It's an Overwatch 1 fade jump tutorial, but it's still very valid to how to get like the extra distance jumps. Right, we're gonna fire that. It could get deflected. There's a Genji up there. We pinged it. Gotta help the Bastion. Right click this Bastion. It's a bit like the Reaper from before, right? Right, let's damage orb this, because we want to try and help kill this Ramattra as quick as possible. Right, there we go. Oh, nice. Top 500 Moira. Yeah, I mean, we're obviously doing the University Series right now, but yeah, that's where we're usually playing.
Is inevitable. Lending a hand.
Right, orb, bounce around the corner. Any weak players that Bastion hits. Right, they've gone down here and we took some damage. Let's Coalescence to just try and discourage their push. Quick heal on the Mercy, but we need to really focus on the damage and the tanks. Okay, nice play from them. They actually flanked, so we're going to go the other way. Looks like our team's going to suffer here. See if we can heal the Orisa while she's contesting the objective. Then our next goal is just contest the objective for as long as we can. Because there's not a lot else to do, so we'll just fire heal orbs, right click, anything we can. We're not escaping there, so contest the objective for as long as we can.
Time again to
Fade out of
try
spawn.
again. Receive my aid. Careful, we're outnumbered.
Right, it's going to be tricky, right, against this Bastion. So I want to take a slightly off angle. I've got to heal my Mercy here, though. Because if we're just in a line, we're going to get crushed by the Bastion. So if we can even step out here for a second. Yeah, I heard the footsteps. Run back here, off the flat wall, so we can use it on the way back. Nice. Big. Right, we want to push off of this. I don't care if they got Bastion. I don't care if Bastion's killing our Bastion. We want to push off of it. Damage orb to help the Orisa charge. It's going to bounce around like crazy. We did not need that sim ult. Yeah, great aggressive play from the Orisa. If we fire this orb like high against the Genji, there's less chance of him deflecting it.
Take caution.
Right click. Got to watch out to the left as well, though. Yeah, he's in there. We heard the footsteps. Get ready to fade these. Okay, we're good. Now we just need to watch the Bastion. When the deflect ends, damage orb. Our Bastion's doing it, he's pretty safe. So let's just dodge, 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 dodge. If we need to fade, we will. Damage orb for the retreats, right? Right click when we can. Heal over times because we're not taking too much damage. That's the big ult there. Follow the heal orb. And we're going to fade away. Just following our heal orb. Like, no, not too much panic. No, I think what you need to do is be a good healer and look to obtain value all the time. So, like, right now, I can fire a damage orb here, and I should because of resources. Now, I don't want to fade and play too passive. I want to get involved. I want to look for a quick right click here. I want to now back off. Bounce my orb flat there. Just it'll discourage them from pushing. Big from the Orisa. Achievement! That's the most important thing. Now, we were trying to hit low health targets in the back, but also provide healing for our Orisa at the front, right? Damage orb, that's the same bouncing one that we've thrown like loads. We right click. At this point, it doesn't matter if we lose our Orisa because we killed so many of the enemy players, they're not going to be able to push that well. I mean, it helps for like the next push, but we didn't need to. Gotta watch the spawners, resources, looking for value. Gets us our resources back, right? Now we know they have to contest the objective here. They didn't, but we can. We don't have to go for like crazy retreating orbs, right? That are going to track their retreat routes because they're not going to be retreating. They're going to be trying to push forward. So we look for more of a either defensive heal orb bounce or a not as aggressive orb bounce. Again, like, how much was I right clicking in that game? Because we have like 9.4k damage and a lot of it's coming just from those damage orbs and the coalescences. We're not crazy DPS Moira, right? Yet the amount of damage that we're putting out is so high. Coalescences is. Yeah. don't know if I'll have time to show you. Go here, go to your heroes, select Moira, fade cooldown time to 0, biotic orb cooldown time to 0. Go back. Go to the maps, select a map that you want to either fade jump or orb bounce or something on. In this case, we will pick nothing because the game's starting. But you pick your map, you select none, then pick the map you want to play, then go start game. Pick Moira now. You can fade jump or orb bounce or do whatever you want to practice.
Select your hero.
What I do plan to do, like more in this series, by the way, is weave in some like GM games in amongst these games so that you can see the difference between how they're being played, but more importantly, see the similarities. Because you will see a lot of the same stuff is done. Like we'll be looking for aggressive damage or bounces on retreating targets, setting up heal zones, like applying heal over times, right-clicking Reapers. We'll be doing all of that, but we'll just be doing it kind of better. Right, we fire that orb up there, specifically to look for a Widowmaker, because they like to stand there. If we hear... we know that there's a player up there. Right, there's a Ryan on the point. Damage orb flat. Widowmaker is at the back. Let's ping that. I'm sure our team knows. We're trying to stay, like, reasonably hidden because of that. But our Orisa, if she starts taking damage, we want to be in a position to walk forward. Look for resources. Okay, we saw the Widow. Let's see if we can pressure. We didn't cap though. We'll go finish that off. There's a Cassidy over there. Hey, thank you very much for the bits. Appreciate it. Right, where's the Widow? Over there somewhere. That orb might pressure out. It's also flat trajectory, so it bounces back, and that's what's hitting them right now. This Ryan got very aggressive. He must be a bit frustrated with us holding the point for so long. Yeah, we listened for the tick, 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 tick. Alright, we could do with some resources, right? So... we're firing all of our orbs on this, like, flat plane, unless we're specifically going for that. Alright, there's a Pharah. We need to dodge some rockets. That orb hopefully gets the soldier if he needs it. Or Mercy. Mercy's kind of tracking the flat bounce. That will bounce back into the point. There. Any targets on that plane? Is it going to do it again? No. Nearly. Not too worried about the Pharah. But every time we right-click the Pharah, the Mercy's, there's a good chance the Mercy's going to swap from damage amping to healing. You see how it's yellow beam right now? Like, people will say, oh yeah, attack the Mercy. But actually, as a Moira, if we attack the Pharah, a lot of Mercies will go, hang on a minute. The Pharah is now losing health, I need to heal. And we strip the damage amping from Mercy. Which basically just means we strip the thing that makes Pharah Mercy powerful, which is generally the damage. Hey, another orb kill. Right, let's hide from this a little bit, but be ready if anybody takes some big shots. Pharah's getting a bit close. Heal orb. We still haven't used our Coalescence, but we can use it now. Right, on the Xayah, she's very isolated. Nice.
Get out of my face.
You will be renewed.
Score 1-0.
Look at the state of the world. Something has to change.
It was requested earlier, right? Now the chat box is smaller.
Stay close. I can't heal you if you stray.
I use Fade a little bit, but we're just playing a very defensive game.
5, 4,
We haven't done particularly much healing. Their tank isn't pushing forward very hard at all. Even though they've got, like, air support, right? Their tank's not moving forward. It's a bit like my tanks in the first games. We're not playing any different in this game to how we were in the first game. It just so happens that we had some struggles on our team. I want to orb, but I also want to try a heal orb bounce. So if I fire it there, hopefully it bounces back across the point and we can use it again in a minute. Like now, here's up my orb. There we go. So we took that a little extra second, bounced that orb, and now we know this line is where we want to hang out, right? Slightly safer here, right? So hopefully this keeps a line, and we can play anywhere around here, watching the boops from the Pharah, of course. And that orb's still going to heal our team. This is where I was aiming before, like on this flat surface. We're discorded, and that's really scary with that Junkrat there. Right clicks. Orb bounce, that'll go around the corner in there. It'll put damage if any low players. Right, Aris is in a bit of trouble. We're following this heal orb. It's going to come back to us. Right click for survivals. See if we can help our soldier out. We're going to fade if he dies. Yeah, they got the objective. We really need some resources. We just got a chunk. Heal orb against the coalescence. We don't have ours. But I think we're okay. I think it's kind of wasted. Zen's over here. Okay, see if we can get the point back now. Orb to bounce around the corner. It'll let us know if anyone's over there. Soldier's got his ult. Now he was firing there, so I expect the Pharah to come up there. Oh well. Because she tried the first angle and there was too many threats there, right? So where's the next place that she's going to go? Heal all forward. I'm going to use the coalescence defensively here. Now we've got to kind of watch out with this because we don't want to get booped into the hole. Zenyatta's a bit isolated. Could have probably finished him off, but looks like our soldier does. We can't heal him in the bubble. Right click, fade. So we want to right click the Pharah until she starts targeting us. When she starts targeting us, we're out of there. Rip Mercy. Watch the boot from Pharah. She's just used it. It's damage orb. We've got the objective, so we're happy to just kind of sit around here. Moira, nice. Well done. See how the Moira jumped in? It would be kind of bad value to try and fire that damage orb over on that Pharah because it's just going to fly, hit her for like 30 damage. In the meantime, we can just try and get the... We're going to fade that laser. We're still following this orb, remember? We're firing on a flat plane. That orb's going to heal the Orisa. We're dead now to Echo or to Rhine. It's great, like, the Moira knows to follow the orbs, right? Fade jump in aggressive, but follow the orbs. They're nice and neat. We didn't deal too much damage, like 2.7k. Healing was fine. 1 death, though. Our Orisa, 0 deaths. We didn't play any differently in this game to how we played in the first games, right? For the first game were losses. Why? Teams. But if I asked you, like, oh, how did we play this game? You'd be like, you played well. It was really good. And if I asked you how you played, I played in the first game, you'd be like, oh no, you didn't play that well. But we didn't change anything. The only thing that changed was the teams. So I was not concerned by like the first losses because I believe that if we continue playing the way that we're playing, even when you're getting the coin flip wins and losses, right? I think our influence is still high enough that over time we would rank up out of silver playing like this. So the results don't matter. We just need to play more games. As long as we've got a higher influence, we will rank up. And we could lose 4 or 5 in a row. We could win 4 or 5 in a row. It doesn't mean that much. We just have to try and work out, okay, are we having enough influence on our games? Cutest!
Moira is here.
Thank you very much for the raid. How are you doing today? I hope your stream went really well. Yeah, play Exactly. Play your best. Don't get tilted. Don't worry too much about the results. I've muted all the communication in the game, right?
Prepare for battle.
I don't know. Keysoul's out today, so not today. Another day. Communication is really good in Overwatch, right?
Humanity
The problem is, like, communication is really important.
Find the key.
The problem is,
No unnecessary
90% of
risk.
players do not use communication correctly. They'll use it for blame, or they'll be
More
communicating for
field
content
research?
or trying to be funny or something like this, right? So muting
5,
the comms
4,
can be beneficial if, let's say, 1 in 10 games you get this team that are awesome communicators. But then for the other 9 out of 10 games, it's just flaming and complaining, and it's tilting you, and you're getting mad because people are blaming you, and you know better than them, and they know better than you. Well, it's not worth the 1 game of great communication, which you can kind of communicate anyway with pings and body languages and stuff like this, right? Like, I can see this guy's going forward, so we go up and support him. We don't need communication. We don't need him to say, I'm pushing forward. As long as we're reasonably aware of our surroundings, like, I'm aware that there's a Hanzo over there. I'm aware that there's a player behind us. I'm aware that I'm capping the objective. There's the Hanzo. So we'll just hide behind here for a second. Monkey's on me. Fade here, but we also want to stay hidden from the Hanzo. If Monkey jumps, that's our opportunity to fire an orb. Unfortunately, we were all full. Right-click the Monkey if we're in trouble, we fade. Monkey's got really low damage. See if we can get over to here. Mercy's doing the same thing, so we're going to take a different position. We want to keep contesting the objective. So we're a lot of players down. Heal orb forward. Look for something to right-click. We're going to follow our heal orb. Even if it's taking us off the point, they've still got to cap a lot of the point. Now we're going to fade back onto the point because we want to contest it. This time we don't get the option to leave the point. So we'll bounce an orb flat off something. Right-click around for survival. Still staying on the point. We've got our fade again. Hide. We're still contesting this point, right? We're just running around. Orb again. Oh, we were full health. That was actually a really bad orb. Dragon's coming in. We fade, but we're still on the point. We're just holding it. Nothing crazy. We're just looking for players. We're still getting a lot of value here, and we bought enough time for all of our team to go back. Looking around. There's a Hanzo coming around here, so we'll go around here. We'll fade a different direction. Still firing an orb. We're just following it. Look for something to right-click. And we're up to 61%. Still contesting, because our Mercy's now contesting the point.
Bothersome.
Now we're sort of playing a bit relaxed on the point. Fade to a position, look around, look where we can bounce an orb, and follow that orb. That wasn't a really difficult contest. Now, the alternative is panic, leave the point, fade away. We just try and relax a little bit, stay away from the threat, and we get a nice contest.
Pain is inevitable.
You do need healing, so we're going to heal you, but we also want to keep moving for the Hanzo. Flat orb bounce. Hopefully it bounces somewhere afterwards. Nah, doesn't really.
Surrender to my will.
Now, look how many ults we had as well. So they wouldn't have won that next fight.
score 1-0.
So with that contest, because that's probably the educational moment in that one, we had time first of all, so we looked at the objective timer. We saw that they hadn't got any time on it yet, so that means that we can step off of it following the orb, and if nobody else is contesting it, we're still looking at that objective timer while we're moving away. Nobody else contests it, we're going to fade over onto the point, and then from that point we don't ever get an option to leave the point. We're going to stay on it, and on that point it's quite difficult to bounce the orbs because it's all like pillars, right?
Don't let up. Let's finish the job.
Going to bounce an orb here. It should bounce down symmetrically over towards their team, because we fire it dead center in the map. So right, this orb will hit us, but flat bounce forward, and we follow it. Now that orb should hopefully come back to us. There it is. So we could use that. We notice how we stayed on that zone. Right, we're going to go damage orbs here. People would be like, but you're your tank's gonna die. Well, they've got their entire team alive. What I'm hoping is that we actually kill something. Because if I'm just healing that tank, there's no chance that me healing, so no damage output, versus him, 2 healers on their team, there's no chance that I keep him alive with healing. We're just stalling his death. So instead I'm hoping that maybe we just hit the same target and we get a kill. That then reduces their damage output. This Ashe is so isolated. Oh, sorry, Mercy. Right, can we get the objective? Because we've got kills. So I'm going to jump down here, but I may need to fade back over. We're just putting some pressure. It might encourage our team to come here. We're going to fade up to safety. Heal orb forward. Can we heal anything? Right, we're full health. Let's get back on the point again. Got to be aware of the Ryan behind us. I don't like that Cassidy being that close to me. He's going to put a load of damage onto us. Oh, that's a big boot. Okay, we're not doing it here. Fade back up top. If we take any damage, we're going to heal orb forward. Since we didn't take damage, let's just damage orb forward. Right, our team's staggering themselves. I'm going to wait for the tank.
We are outnumbered.
Cheeky damage orb. I actually targeted a flat wall at the back when I fired that orb, but I don't think it's going to hit anything. But just in case. I don't know, maybe I get some information out of it. Maybe there's a Widowmaker or something over there. Like, there was where I fired it. We hear footsteps up there. Oh, that's not good. Right, there's a Cassidy around here, and I'm a bit worried that we're going to get stuck by him. They have backed right off. Enemy team's got a Coalescence active. Oh, but antied. Gonna fade to try and heal the Ana. Quick damage orb, because it might add some pressure, but we can't peek again because they've got a load of charge up time on us already. Okay, we need to support our tank. Heal orb forward for ourselves. We watch the bounce. He's got his ult active, so fade the shatter. We still want to keep him alive because he's still got his ult active, and he will have it active for ages. Mercy's on us. We're going to try and right click and follow this orb. If we're under pressure, we would fade away, but I was talking about it. It looks like they've got this round. It was a good play from them. We staggered ourselves a few times. Not that much we can control about that.
Score 1-1.
Stay close. I can't heal you if you stray.
It's not something we can control.
5, 4,
We can control us regrouping,
1.
but instead we have to just think, okay, let's support the majority. We can't control what the other players are doing, right? And just think that even in this game, if our team don't group up and we lose the game because of it, we're going to win games because the enemy teams don't group up. It's all going to balance out. Fire at that number 2, and the orb will bounce back and forward in this point. I know it's useless right now because we're not defending the point, but that orb would keep bouncing there. Alright, we're being put under pressure, so we're going to just fade back. We can let our passive heal us a bit, and we can step back in. Damage orb to support. Nice capping. Well done, Lucio. There's a Moira over here. We're going to fire it on her retreat route. Because there's no way she's just sitting there when our whole team's here, right? She had a time limit. Listen for footsteps over there. Or up there. Or up there. We're low on resources, so I really want to bounce something. Or right-click something. That'll do. We bounce it flat, so it hopefully bounces in this zone where they were. They've moved now, though. Reaper's in trouble. Nice fade. Flat bounce here. It's going to be bad because our team's going to retreat, but we'll stay here because we can always fade down here. Okay, we're going to fade down there now. Flat bounce on that wall quite low so that it can bounce back over to here if we retreat. Now the Ashe has gone up there. We are out of resources. There's a window here as well. So we're going to just stay here, but we need to really get out. Okay, counter coalescence. Watch the shatter, because it's an option. We're not too bothered. We've got the objective right now, so I'm quite happy to, like, just cancel out what they're doing. Nice shield. There's a widow up there. We're going to fade to point. I don't think we're saving them, so let's go for another stall. We've taken damage, right-click something. Strafe around, but we're following the orb. The orb's going to bounce back the other direction, so we're following that now as well. We've got a Reaper here. We try and heal him up. Same orb again. We're just stalling. Right-click anything. It doesn't matter. We're following the orb. We're going to fade now that we're low health. Farah's there. Reaper's still here. We're going to make sure we're contesting the point. Same orb again. We're going to right-click anything. We're going to follow the orb. When we're low health, we're going to fade. We're just going to keep repeating this same one move because we don't need to do anything else. Our team's the ones who are... We're just stalling to buy back. We're going to fire that orb again. We're going to right-click absolutely anything as well. We're going to just keep on right-clicking, and if we get low, we're going to fade. There's a Baptiste. Heal our team. We're going to fire that orb again. We're just going to do that. There's a Bob coming into the point. We're going to fade him just for fun because it looks like we might win. Bob is on us. We're going to... Low health targets, but we rotate our body to keep healing this Sigma. One move. Heal orb, follow it. If we get too low, we fade back. We right click for some sustain, and also it adds some damage to our team. When we're good health, we can start looking to, if there's any players we can apply a little heal over time for, right? And then we do the same thing. Such a really, like, basic contest, but you see how effective that is. We didn't quite straight line, but we it was minimal strafing, a little bit of jumping. It depends on if they've got flat walls or not, right? But even if they don't, there's normally something you can bounce it off and get sort of one movement with. But we took that extra second to step into a position where we could then fire the heal orb, make sure that it's created a heal zone, that we're then playing in that heal zone. Once you've fired your heal orb, right, it's 7 seconds until your next one's up, right? And you've got a fade. So if you follow that orb for like 3 seconds, and then you fade, and you catch your orb again for another second or so, you right click, well, you then get another orb coming up, like, within a second. And your resources are good, so any chance you get whenever your health is good good enough, add a little heal. Now, we're not really healing our team there that much. We just applied some heal over times. A lot of it was just self-survival. Now, players will be like, Moira, heal me. If we stop healing, if we start healing players, we're going to lose out on the sustain. So we're just contesting the point.
Traveling through Route 66.
Like a map like this, it's difficult. But one of the key things with your heal orbs is take damage first before you fire the heal orb. Because if you're full health and you fire a heal orb, yes, you definitely play selfishly in a situation like that. Because you become like an off tank. And other players still get healed. Like, I do this, they've just received 2 seconds of healing, right? 70 healing they'll receive. Anyone that I hit with this, 75 healing. They can still step into this heal zone and get healings there. Now, while my health is bad, I'm following the orb and I'm right clicking. When my health is good, but we're still just playing in that like little zone. It's like I can fade to where my orb is, and if I'm missing health, it's gonna go slow. Otherwise, I go and right click, I heal the Reaper, and then I die because I've got no sustain myself.
3, 2, 1. Attack.
Right. Even now, you see how I'm following my own heal orb? Like, nearly all of the heal orbs that I fire, I try following. Like now. But you can't just, like, W into it, right? You still move about to the sides. What just happened there is I saw that Orisa was shooting past me. She's not just aiming at air, right? If my tank is here, and I'm here, and Orisa is shooting something above me, I'm going to turn around, right? because she's shooting at something, and that something is taking damage, and that damage needs healing. So it's like you've got to be aware of that, like shooting past players. Like this Pharah, those rockets. She's not aiming at no one, right? Follow my heal orb. Heal orb's gone. Right click something. We're getting resources. Anna's good target there. Damage orb. We bounce that. We can play behind here, and if we need to, we fade in that direction. Grim, don't like. Yeah, that would be dumb to do. Okay, he's got his ult. We just want to keep him alive. He'll deal most of the damage that needs to be done. We're hearing. Oh, there she is. Fade away anywhere. Follow my heal orb. I'm full health again. Now let's look. Boop. Hey, how's it going?
Eyes open now.
No one can hide from my sight.
Right, the Widow ult's cool. Because if we see like a target isolated, like this soldier, I'm keeping an eye on him because there is potential for that, right? Now our Genji basically got him and didn't need the orb. Alright, we fade out of this. Heal orb, let's try and do it. We're low on resources. Right click the Reaper as much as we can. Heal over time. Right click the Reaper. We don't just sit there and think, oh, Reaper, massive damage, right? Oh. Right clicks. Right, we can't step out with the visor, but we follow the heal orb until we get out of this cover. Still want to try and apply as much healing as we can. Sparingly, though. Like, right. Orbs hopefully put some pressure on the soldier so that he leaves that position, because it's a really strong position. Pass the damage orb as quick as we can. Support the Genji. Oh, that's unfortunate. Nice, Orisa. With a nano as well. Like, if you're playing Reaper and you're left clicking on a tank, get out of that position, soldier. If you're playing Reaper and you're left clicking on a tank and their healers are just healing, you're like, oh wait, so a tank has somehow got to kill me with all my sustain? It just doesn't happen. Yo, thank you very much for the sub, the Prime sub as well. Alright, we heal, right click for resources, heal while they're full. If we need here, oh, Anna's in a bit of trouble. Okay, good pressure on them. Fade out of this, look for targets that need healing afterwards. Orisa's really low, so we want to really put the damage on them, because if they lose the tank, it's good for us. Now we want to save our tank as much as possible. The anti comes in, so we're going to right click anything we can. Fade back for the Moira, heal orb forward, walk forward. Now the Anna's over there. Right. Heal over time, so as soon as I get in a position to right click the Reaper, I will. Nice, there's an Anna there still. Watch the Orisa spear. Big burst heal over onto Genji. Look around. Flat orb bounce at the back. Orisa could eat it, but that orb bounces back out, and see it's hitting her again because we took that extra second. Do the same thing. Gotta watch out for this. Back looking at our tank. We don't want to leave our tank too long. Heal orb forward this time, because I needed a bit of heal, and it can probably be reused again. Right, when the Reaper jumps down, we want to put damage. Fade out of that. We're going to coalescence this, because we can use it for the healing over onto our tank, and damage, and there's the Reaper again. Got to go under here for cover, because of the soldier. Can we see 9? No, Orisa is on point. So fade out, see if we can join our tank again. There's a soldier we want to zone. Sorry, Kiriko. Flat bounce, even in this panic situation. We're not going to be able to do this, so we're going to fade back. I would go for a C9 here, like fade behind their team and then do it, but I think that's not... It's not so teachable. Also, at this rank, I very much doubt they're going to leave the cart, so it probably would have been a bad idea. Help with damage where we can. But keeping distance from a Reaper is key. Oh, we fade out of that. We're all antied, so might as well fire the damage off for now. Right clicks where we can, but right clicks against armor aren't that good, but it allows us to get some resources. Missed the ore bounce. Nice. Yeah, it's true. Because people... Remember how I say I'm moving forward, right, to look for value at all times. Like now, I move forward, look for value, okay? Right now, value. I'm gaining it because I'm on the cart. Well, in high rank, everybody is constantly looking for value. Sitting on the cart while the cart's not moving is a loss of value. So players really want to move forward and start gaining value again, right? Wait for a bit more. Okay, Reaper's there. Nice for the Reaper to just teleport in our line of sight. Who's asking for heals? Okay. So if I can't find a player, I don't want to waste ages looking for them. We're following our orb here in this heal zone. But we're going to fade back because it's just me and a Tracer and we're never going to kill an Orisa. Oh, orb. I'm probably going to get hit by a spear. Yeah, no, that's one thing, right? You could read it. That why would the Reaper be going in for plays like that? And because of what you just said is the reason why I just fired that orb up there. Because I want to scout to see, is that Reaper coming in behind there? Because that's a good flank route for them. Right, we're going to coalesce and see if we can encourage our team to move forward here. Counter coalescence means we turn defensive, right? Because we're no longer able to, if anything that we write coalescence on, the enemy Moira coalescence is on, then it's, we just lose that, right? Notice how we, again, fired that orb at the Reaper. The Reaper's having to think twice about all of these little plays. Really wants to push out. Heal orb forward, we're going to follow the tank. We want to keep him alive. Reaper's behind, right clicks. Reaper goes down, still trying to stay on the objective. Heal orb forward. Bounce flat on that wall at the back, right? Because we might be able to use it later when we're under pressure, like now. Planning them. Right, damage orbs to make use of the ult. There's a Widow up there. If we can get a damage orb there, we might be able to put some pressure on her. And get her out of that position. There she is. Wow, can you, like, scope? We expect them to, like, someone to push out here so we can get ready with a damage orb. It's a scout and a pressure tool. Like, if a DPS is alone and you fire a damage orb at them and they suddenly take, like, 60 damage, no Widowmaker wants to sit in a choke point on, like, 140 health or something, right? Well, not a Widowmaker's health, but let's say a Soldier 76 or something. They don't want to sit there with that health. Now, he might use a cooldown, or they might run away. But also, they know that they've been spotted. So if they were going for a sneaky flank, then that sneak is over. It's very useful as a scouting tool as well. You know, you fire it and listen to the clicks. Hey, you're welcome. Like, congratulations on doing the hard work. All I do is talk. You gotta walk the walk. Sorry, that was kind of cringe. Whatever. Deal with it.
Hey there, Moira. How have you been?
Busier than you, I'd assume.
I missed you too. You look great, by the way.
Same saccharine tongue. Same empty head.
Now, the one death is kind of surprising, but I'm not being shot at that much. And when I am being shot at, I'm firing a heal for myself. Right, we want to defend from here. I'm so happy that my team are not defending up there. Up there is terrible. Alright, there's a Torb turret. My team's killed that. We can right click the Doom. Maybe we should, oh, someone else pinged it. Right, tank's going to be in trouble. We want to get as much healing as possible. An orb that should hopefully fly in his retreat route. Now look for resources. Doomfist, we heard him charge. Any resources? Damage orb will give me some. Thank you, Blizzard. I kind of don't care if I charge him up too much. Because I want the resources so that I can heal anything that he charges up. Now I care. Before I didn't. I'm struggling here to get to this Cassidy. Right, we fade when he charges. There we go. Even though it's not aimed at me, we still want to fade that. You never know if he's like a billion cents player. Hide around the corner, ready for his next charge. Damage orb for resources. Right click for resources. We heard a Tracer. We're going to fade the Torp turret. We took the health pack, but the Tracer didn't need it. Can we save our tank? We've got Coalescence, but until I know what's happening with this tank, I'm not going to use it. Fade this. Let's Coalescence. Right, we've got to dodge this. Heal orb backwards. We'll fade over this goo, and we should catch our heal orb if we need it. We didn't need it. Now we've got to play from off of there. Nice from the Doom. Nice target selection. It is worth it to fade to heal somebody, but you've got to also think about the threats that are present. Like, if you're looking at the enemy team there, if we fade forward and there's a Torp turret shooting us, we're kind of screwed. If we fade forward and the Doomfist there, we're also kind of screwed. Gotta watch the jump up. Okay. We can fade and a jump up here. I don't need to heal orb because my passive's there. Now, okay, I honestly didn't see that my tank was there. Run away from this Torp while he's got his overload active or whatever it's called. Molten Core, I don't know which order it is. Cleaning the Kiriko, that's fine.
Evolution is a painful path to walk.
Right, so their Doomfist is on 17k damage. There is really this tank battle going on here, which it works out in our favor a lot. Oh, we hear the charge. I think the Doomfist recognizes that we're kind of a problem for him. So we're going to fade that because we saw it flat bounce again. It will heal me first. Heal my team. Heal my tank. Right click for resources. See if we can keep him alive. We can't, so we've got to switch to a lot of damage now. The other thing we want to look for is the cart. So I'm going to fade over towards the cart and see if we can block it because there's not that much to do. If they've got their tank like dead in front of us, we've died. I'm low on resources. What value can I obtain? Blocking the cart is value. It can be a lot of value or it could be just a little bit, but it's probably more than I would have got doing anything else there. So we've got Doomfist up there. Gotta watch the slam. Gonna fade that. He seems to be targeting me a lot, which isn't too bad because I have fade, but we need to be aware of it. We're on Junker Queen now. That should be a lot better for the duels against them. We can right click that for resources. Like 3 or 4 times in a row he's gone for us, so we're listening for the slams and the charges. And we're just trying to keep walls between us. Fade behind him. He's looking out in front for the rest of our team. Heal orb forward. Nice and calm, right? Hide in here. If he chases us, we have fade. There's an orb bounce in a position that our Junker Queen keeps playing, like around here. That's going to help us. We're tracking respawns. Doomfist's back. Right, aggressive orb bounce around the corner where that soldier looked like he was going to go. Fade this and get into safety. Now we can heal the damage while it's low. Kiriko's pressuring. Junker Queen isn't missing health. If we fire the orb right now, it's just going to bounce away quickly. Doomfist knows we're here. We're going to fade. Soldier's going to kill us here. Oh, he didn't. Keep ourselves alive. Now we haven't got resources. We've got to right click. Heal. Right click. Heal. Fade. There's a support in the back. That Doomfist's not dying without putting pressure on these supports. Yeah, you'll get healing soon. Yeah, you see my resources. Just calm down, Junker Queen. There's no threats on you right now. You're hidden around the corner. Let's work out the situation. Right, so my resources are atrocious right now, but Coalescence will give me a bunch of them. There is a player down there. Right, there could... Basically, from here, we're in quite a good position. Even though the Ana's shooting us and trying to sleep, we're just AD strafing. We're trying to heal players at the same time. Fade through the goo so we can get to our Junker Queen. Doomfist would be a problem. He's probably going to kill some... I thought he would kill me here. Right, kind of flat bounce here. It will get one flyby, and then it's going to bounce at a weird angle over here, right? So we're going to follow that. Fade to cleanse the anti that was on us. Right-click the Doomfist. Heal orb for myself. If we've got Fade, if he attacks us, which he is. Even though we're really far away, right? We're keeping ourselves alive. Go back to my team. We haven't got Fade for this. Well, we have now, but we didn't right at the start of it. But we were still following an orb. Hiding again. Assess the situation. It looks like they've got it this time, though. But we're being very calm and, like, looking around, assessing the situation. We can fade away or we can follow an orb away, right? And it doesn't matter if we're not always there to heal them. Right now, this is in, like, Silver 3, but... I mean, I have accounts in GM1, GM2, Masters 1, like, all over the place. So, we're trying not to play too strongly here. We're just playing, like, good, clean Overwatch. Right, Kiriko's healing me, so I don't actually need to bounce my orb here. Soldier, going top. He used Visor before, right? So, yeah, she can always teleport to us. So, I want to go in with a tank. I'm going to need to fade out of here. Okay, we're pretty much dead here, but we're just going to follow my orb anyway. Right, damage orb, because I'm hoping to steal a kill. I'm going to fade just anywhere and use our ultimate. Now, we want to contest this objective, but there's Doomfists on us, so we're just going to kind of run around. Turret's got a nice lock on us, so we're kind of screwed. We've set a good time because we completed. It doesn't matter if there's a few seconds difference. It actually works in our favor to have this time. Like, we have the advantage right now, even though they've got 13 seconds in front of us, because we get to set the goalposts for the next attack, which is great.
Switching sides. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Best tip for a new Moira. The
Humanity
first tip for a new Moira, your heal range is longer than you think it is.
Completely different view outside the crate.
You see that splat on the wall over there? I can heal this distance. If I'm further away, you don't get that splat, right? That's how far you can heal. The numbers don't matter. There's no meter markers on the floor, right? Get a feel for it. Forget the numbers. Forget how much your healing orb heals you. Get a feel for the rate that it heals you and the rates that are the damage that you can tank while it's active. Someone will tell you the exact numbers. I don't know. Maybe it's 15. I think we discussed it the other day as well. I don't know the damage of right click. I know that my coalescence, like, is good for max range shatters. You get a feel for these things, right? Right, we lost our Echo, but we're honestly cart focused here. While we have some time, it's okay. We're just trying to build an ultimate up. We've lost players. Want to recharge resources. We're looking at the clock. There's 20 seconds left. We really need to keep the Orisa alive. 18 seconds. We're still looking at the clock. We're getting low on health, though. Our tank is down. Who can we now play around? Looks like it's going to be just me. So we right-click, we follow our orbs. Can we just get some cover? We've got players touching the point. So we put a lot of pressure on to... not so much their team, but there's the contest, and also we're soaking up and tanking damage while our tank's up there. That was close. Still pushing the cart. Damage orb. It wasn't a very good damage orb, I might add, but it's going to recharge some resources. We've got Zen. That's going to be a problem. Torb's firing in the same spot, so let's just move out of that spot. Damage orb into that room. We do get killed. Orisa needs to stay on cart. Push it a little bit further. Let's see. I don't know the timing, but I have to touch it. I know I have a feel for it. I couldn't tell you the exact number of seconds. It's a bit like I couldn't tell you how long a Diva Bomb takes to explode. But even without sound, I can probably fade the Diva Bombs with high accuracy.
Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
When a Reaper teleports, when I play Hanzo, I can often immediately headshot the Reaper the second they come out of teleport. I couldn't tell you how long that teleport animation lasts for in seconds. I have a feel for how long it lasts for.
Humanity is shackled.
To be honest, all of the numbers that I know in this game are because people have mentioned them in the chat. And I just know them because of the chat conversations.
You have a band-aid?
Who exactly do you think I am?
Someone who carries band-aids? Guess not.
Right, this is why we have the advantage. We set the goalposts. It doesn't mean it's a win, by the way. It just means we have an advantage. We know where we have to use our ultimates, or where we can make our last stand. But while we're attacking, we don't know that, because we're just trying to push it as far as possible. Whereas with them, they're just going to be pushing the objective as far as they can anyway. Nothing really changes for them. So we know we have to defend this corner, and we'll probably have to use our ults, like, quickly. Flat bounce orb, right click Doomfist. I want to put some pressure on the guys in the back. Check that damage orb doesn't hurt anyone too much. We apply just a little heal over time to them. We got 30 seconds left. Resources is what we're thinking of right now. Okay, unfortunately, there were still other threats. We hear some footsteps up there. It's a bad death to lose there. Another bad death. Now we're trying to build ult as much as we can. We've got to fade this. Heal orb forward, we're following it. Doomfist hits us, we're right clicking for survival. We kill the Torb, we're still following it. Soldiers coming back. Doomfist, Orisa doesn't get the ult. It's not looking good for us. Yeah, the DPS both push forward when actually they didn't need to. We've got a choke point, right? So we've got to hope that they can touch the cart here. Hope that Kiriko can teleport to them. And then hope that I can get my coalescence back up. Reaper's Fade's going to buy us a second. But I don't know if... There's the Kiriko teleport. Okay, we're in a lot of trouble. Do I think I played well the game? Yeah, I thought I did great. It was a close game. It would be frustrating to lose because of the DPS overextending. But I wouldn't get, like, too raged about it because I don't want it to affect my next game. And I know it's something that wasn't in my control. So, for every game that I lose because my DPS overextending over time, I'm going to win games for exactly the same reason. It's all going to balance out.